Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, at Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 142. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? I just watched The Crow. It is a reboot of the Crow franchise that I believe lasted for 11 years. The tragic Brandon Lee, true life, passed away making the original movie, and then Dimension or Miramax or whoever thought it would be clever, smart, lucrative, profitable to make 3 more sequels, only one of which I believe was in a theater. It stars Bill Skarsgård, FKA Twigs. Somebody please correct me because I know that's not how you say her name. And Danny Houston. It is directed by Rupert Sanders, who directed Snow White and the Huntsman and Ghost in the Shell, I think. You got Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs, who, if you're familiar with the story, they get murdered. A mythological crow brings him back. He gets revenge. At its bare bones, this is The Crow. I am unfamiliar with the comic book, with the source material. So my only knowledge of this story is the original Brandon Lee led, David Proyas directed, 1994. And 1,000 apologies. I just watched it for the first time yesterday. But it was great. There were human characters. I don't know the little girl's name, but you had Ernie Hudson, who humanized Eric Draven and gave you reason to care. We got flashbacks of the murder throughout that story. Even Brandon Lee is playing this character with like a tragic poeticness, and I don't know about y'all. I'm not speaking for anybody else. I cannot help but compare a reboot or a remake to the original. Everything that is good about the 1994 version of this movie is stripped away in this 2024 version. First of all, the first hour of this movie is basically Halloween 2007. We get all this backstory as to why Eric and Shelley were murdered in the first place. And it feels like it's like leading up to a big graphic, oh my gosh, I can't believe they filmed this murder scene. And like everything that we know goes down in that sequence in the 94 movie. And it wasn't even that. It was just like boom, boom, okay, they're dead. I guess there's like a little bit of prelude symbolism. There's this kid outside of a trailer trying to help a dead animal, a dying animal, and there are all these crows. Okay, bro, like, honestly, what did that have to do with anything? Like, the Brandon Lee Eric Draven is in a band, is the lead guitarist in a band. He's a musician. The Bill Skarsgård character is just kind of like a tweaker. Like, it's not implied he's on drugs or anything, but he is in a rehab facility in the movie. And it's like, I'm not trying to bash Jared Leto's Joker. It's just the immediate comparison. Why, to differentiate and separate from previous versions of the character, do we need to cover, and again, no disrespect to anybody that this might apply to, but why? There was really 0 point for the Bill Skarsgård character to be covered in all these pointless tattoos. Bro, one of his nipples was substituted for an eye. Like, why? Like, it's a stupid character design. This movie, it would have got torn apart. This movie didn't stand a chance from the time it got greenlit. But this should have been a shot-for-shot, frame-for-frame, character design for character design remake. And the only reason that the Bill Skarsgård Crow, in like the 15 minutes that he actually has paint on his face, the only reason the paint doesn't look like the Brandon Lee paint that he had the whole movie is because he would have looked like black and white Pennywise instead of red and white Pennywise. And there's a scene toward the end where he did still look just like Pennywise. It's just, this movie's unnecessary. It brought nothing new to the Crow conversation. Even like, I've seen like people I'm really cool with on social talk about and reference the actors and the characters from the original movie. And I thought they were all throwaway, disposable characters just there for Brandon Lee to take his revenge out on. They try to build up the Danny Houston villain like he's just the worst. He's just a wealthy, rich white dude who just has this character trait to make him so evil. It was stupid. I'm sorry, it was fucking stupid. They could have... maybe they didn't want to actually write a different hour to start this movie, but you got the Danny Houston character doing some dirt. He gets caught doing some dirt. It's generic. It's very generic. And it's just like, I don't care, bro. Like, he's evil comic book villain in X-Men Origins. He's evil comic book villain in Wonder Woman. Now he's evil comic book villain in The Crow. Fuck off. Like, maybe this movie's more comic book accurate than the 94. It's not better. It, again, like, if I was to go watch any of the other 3 Crow sequels, either the Kirsten Dunst, maybe even the Tara Reid and Edward Furlong, I would like more than this. It's just unnecessary. And it's like Bill Skarsgård, man. Bill Skarsgård is a dude who can act, man. He's a thespian. Like, this dude should be in the Oscar discussion every single year, not taking these stupid ass nerd genre. Bro, like, he's got to get a nomination for Nosferatu so we can forget about this movie. His performance in this movie is so awkward. Just so awkward. It's just so weird. Like, I felt like there was a Madam Web moment where, like, he said some shit, but his mouth did not match what he said. FKA Twigs, she was cool. She honestly might have been the most likable, best performance in this movie. That doesn't mean she was good. It's just like, if this was like The Crow 5, 6, maybe I would have like not been so like what is the point of this? But it's a reboot, and it's trying to springboard a new series of Crow movies. Fucking Lionsgate just did it with The Strangers. We've all noticed there's no release date yet for The Strangers Chapter 2. Now they're trying to do it with The Crow. They might be over 2 this year, and that's why they want to keep pushing out John Wick stuff. Because, fuck. I just, like, I'm a hip-hop fan. The music, I'll say it so the kids can understand. The music in the original Crow slapped. The music in the 2024 Crow sucks. I didn't like the music. They tried. All the ingredients to make a good Crow movie were there. Like, the atmosphere was kind of grimy, kind of just really gutter and dirty. it didn't feel like the 94 movie. It still, as dirty as they tried to make it look, it still felt a little too polished. And just again, we just didn't need to know what led to these two people being murdered. The humanization of the Eric character is not there. There's no good cop on his side that he can go to consult. The little girl that knew the couple isn't there. There's one primary antagonist who isn't as good as like the fourth lead character in the 94 movie. There's no Bai-Ling character. I guess maybe there is, but she's forgettable. Everything about this movie is forgettable. It's unnecessary. It's, bro, like after Bradley Cooper, damn Luke Evans, Jason Momoa, how many other people tried to take a crack at making this movie and it didn't work? I guess, man, like, it's not, again, I'm dragging this shit through the mud. Maybe worse than any other movie this year. Maybe even worse than Madam Web and Garfield. And I really did not like those. This movie's just unnecessary. I don't know how much money went into, I don't know what the budget was, but I cannot foresee Lionsgate getting anything back for this. So, like, I don't know, like, I'm more upset that this is just a pointless release. It serves no fucking purpose than a movie that I actually thought was dog shit trash. With all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, The Crow is almost solid. I legitimately had this at a 3 out of 5 until just... I was just like, man, like this is middle of the road. Like, this isn't good. This isn't bad. It's just pointless. Have you seen The Crow, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I recently put up a review for Alien Romulus. I recently put up a review for Borderlands. Check those out. My theater did not get Blink twice. Fuck me. So my next review probably is going to be Beetlejuice. We'll see, because I don't think anything comes out for me to review next weekend. If by some miracle my theater gets Blink twice next weekend, that's what we're gonna do. Rec League Podcast episode 142. We did an Alien Romulus spoiler discussion. Discussed the franchise as a whole. Talked about movies. Next episode, I believe we're going to do a summer recap. Maybe not particularly like our top 3 or 5 or anything, but just talk about the summer. I really hope The Crow is not the end of my summer. Be on the lookout for all of that, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.